And we're also pleased to be joined now by Mitzi Perdue, author of the book, Tough Man, Tender Chicken, Business and Life Lessons from Frank Perdue. Mitzi, thank you so much for your time as you join us from Newsmax, New York.
What a complete joy to be here. I've looked forward to it so much.
Well, we're glad to have you, Mitzi, and of course, you started your book talking about the fact that you're Frank's widow. And so with his passing, when did you decide that you wanted to write a book about his life?
Actually, even before his passing, because during the entire time of our marriage, since I'm a writer by trade, I would take notes of his ideas and his thoughts, and I'd ask him, why did you do that? And the result is I've got real-time information on how he was making his decisions. And then I finally wrote the book.
Mitzi, talk about Frank's early days growing up. Were there any clues in his childhood that he would be this big success?
Well, interestingly, a lot of people predicted that he wouldn't, because he started out as a very shy man. He said that when he first had the job of selling feed corn to farmers, that he was so shy that he couldn't look the man in the eye. He'd stare down at his feet instead. But to me, one of the great secrets of Frank's success, something that I think makes him extraordinary, is he transcended his shyness, the fact that he grew up in a small town, and bit by bit, he just grew into a man who, at the end of his days, employed 19,000 people, and today we sell chicken and grain to more than 100 different countries. And I think the whole point of my book, and I'm kind of proud of it, is showing, and I hope even inspiring others, how people can grow and transcend their own limitations.
And Mitzi, we have about 2.5 minutes left in this segment. I'm very curious. Overcoming shyness is one thing, but how did the company come up with that distinctive advertising plan that Frank was so much a part of?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that, because that was one of the turning points in the company. Before Frank, no person in the poultry industry had ever really studied advertising. Frank figured out, and that's another one of his gifts, that to get from here to there, to get from a small company into a large one, it would take advertising. He took 10 weeks off to study advertising. He left his small town Salisbury, moved to New York for 10 weeks, and during that time, he did nothing but total immersion study of what makes a good ad. And he interviewed, or rather he studied 96 different, I'm getting this wrong, he studied 68 different companies, advertising companies, and then actually interviewed 48 of them, and then narrowed it down to 3. But with all that research, I think it was almost bound to be that he would get a good advertising agency.
Mitzi, what do you hope readers get out of this book?
Love that question. It's, there are 2 big parts of it. If you're a business school student or somebody who's just interested in business, there's all sorts of wisdom. I end every chapter with hints or suggestions from Frank of how to do it. And then the bigger thing that I hope everybody might get out of it is, if you were one of the people who used to watch his iconic ads, maybe you're curious what the man behind the ads was like. And boy, I tell it. And I'll give you a little foretaste. He was my hero from beginning to end.
Amen. A minute's left. As you reflect back on your life and the Frank Perdue you knew, understand your book has some memorable quotes from Frank. Is there a favorite quote? We've got a minute left, Mitzi.
I think one of the things that was like one of the keys to his success is he used to say, we need to deal with people who are as good at what they do as we are at what we do. And so he made a huge study, when he was going to hire somebody, when he was going to engage, I don't know, a public relations person, a governmental affairs organization, anything. He did an extreme amount of research, often interviewing many dozens of people and spending months at it. So he put a lot of effort into choosing good people.
And that's what makes it tough. We're happy to interview you. We're sorry we have such a limited amount of time. But the name of the book again is Tough Man, Tender Chicken, Business and Life Lessons from Frank Perdue. Mitzi Perdue, thanks so much for your time. And America's Forum will continue here on Newsmax TV.